This is a test. This station is conducting a test. This is only a test.
Schools in America are graded and held accountable for student progress, achievement, and post-secondary readiness, regardless of real obstacles impeding success. Budget, time, or motivation issues can all play a role. Meeting standards or not, our programs can help. Our college readiness programs go beyond test prep, helping students, parents, and schools quickly and affordably be prepared and not surprised. So if your school's not meeting standards, or you have earned many distinctions, or you're somewhere in between, we can help. Our college readiness programs enable schools to go beyond test prep, helping teachers, students, and their families make successful transitions to college and career. Why choose us? Results, that's why. Our time-tested and proven solutions deliver results right now on ACT and SAT test scores. In our 16 years, we have helped over 400,000 students prepare for their post-secondary careers. We've delivered over 2 million tests, held thousands of boot camps. Our proven solutions for schools and students are designed to be convenient, affordable, and effective. The results are data-driven and they are staggering. 92% of kids report increases in just one day. Just imagine how your students' performance could impact your school's overall test score. You should see the results after participating in one of our more comprehensive solutions. We are subject matter experts. It's all we do. Our resourceful team of advocates and coaches partner with you and your administration to understand your school's goals, culture, and commitment to post-secondary readiness. Whether your students are scoring below college readiness standards, struggling with motivation, or need to overcome many of life's other hurdles, our programs can help. Here's how. Prepare, practice, and succeed with convenient solutions like our 7-hour prep boot camp, by far our most popular, and a sure way to help your students increase their scores quickly. Let me show you a quick 2-minute video on how we've successfully helped hundreds of thousands of students prepare for their college entrance exams. Just after the video, we'll answer any questions, and I'll give you a quick walkthrough of our other powerful programs that work in support of our boot camps.
Welcome to Test Prep Seminars. With all the demands being placed on administrators, parents, and students regarding student college readiness and test scores, it's no wonder that finding and implementing a program that works for everyone can seem daunting. Test Prep Seminars offers a solution to expensive and time-intensive prep courses. The convenience and affordability of our school day boot camp finally allows for upwards of 80% student participation versus the 1 to 5% that is typically reported. Imagine what that could do for your school. Our boot camps and seminars are designed to be exciting, interactive, and engaging. As students enter the boot camp, they are welcomed to the auditorium with college fight songs blasting and fun college images that set the tone of excitement and anticipation as they take their seats. The first thing the students notice? No parents or familiar teachers are present. The students begin to realize that this day is all about them and preparing for their college future. During the boot camp, students will have the opportunity to take several 15-minute practice tests. Upon completion of the first test, students grade their test and compare their score to the national average. How did your score compare? This may be the first time students have ever seen this. Then, students are given a full hour of in-depth strategies and tips that they then apply to another practice test. Once the students compare their two scores, they are hooked. Students see that these strategies really do work, and the beauty of the program is that all the students benefit from it. Your students who excel academically are not bored, and your students who struggle scholastically are not frustrated. They can all see the difference this makes in their test scores immediately. What a difference a day makes! What makes our boot camps and seminars unique is that not only do we use the content that the students have already learned, but we incorporate proven testing strategies, tips, and time management skills. Remember, this is likely to be the first time test that students have ever taken. Our boot camps and seminars help ease testing anxiety. In addition, students create an individualized plan of action so they know exactly what they need to do from boot camp to test day. A true recipe for success. At the conclusion of each seminar, students complete an evaluation of their experience. Students consistently offer rave reviews about what they've learned and how better prepared, more confident, and less stressed they feel, thanking both their administrators and their presenter for this unique opportunity.
So let's talk about the need for test prep. Why do schools hire subject matter experts? These tests do not measure intelligence, they measure one's ability or aptitude to take that particular test. The math questions are not like most math questions they solve in math class. They're unique to the SAT and the ACT, and they should be studied to gain familiarity. Take a look at this slide. Let's examine what it is telling us. What you see here is a heat map that depicts the degree of difficulty for each math question on the ACT test. Students are told they'll be given 60 minutes to complete 60 questions. Most students plan on spending 1 minute per question. The problem with this information, however, is it doesn't prepare students for the fact that the level of difficulty gets increasingly higher as they progress through the exam. So they end up not having enough time for difficult questions that come at the end. This is why over 75% of students nationwide do not complete this section due to the fact that they just simply run out of time. This speaks directly to the need for test preparation. Prepare, practice, succeed. We want to have a holistic view of your students and school, where you are now, and where do you want to go. Let's act as if money was no object, or you had a magic wand. What would you do? I mean, really, regarding post-secondary readiness and student achievement, what would you do? And what's in the way of that happening right now? Once we know our starting line and where we want to go, we can prescribe what we can do to help get you there quickly. Once we agree on the solutions to help your students in school, we now can figure out what it costs and what the options are to help pay for it. Let's go over them. Testing everyone is a great place to start. Students will take an ACT or an SAT full practice test. We need a solid understanding of where your students are now. We strongly believe in early intervention and planning, and therefore encourage you to administer this to all grades, from freshmen up, earlier if possible. Too often, parents and teachers are left scrambling with juniors who clearly needed to begin preparing much earlier. The tests are scored, and a score report is created. This is a very detailed report identifying each student's specific strengths and weaknesses, not only for each discipline, but for each subdiscipline and subsegment and concept level. Understanding these scores and areas of strengths and weaknesses is critical to our planning process as we build out the next step learning and action plan for the school and each of your students. Here, let's take a look. This slide shows the details for the individual students and how they compare to the national average. Many students aren't aware that these tests are competitions with almost 2 million other test takers for scholarship dollars and college admissions. The data on this next slide is great because it breaks out performance by grade, and you can drill down to each subject segment tested and how your students perform within these subsegments. This is a great tool for tutors, teachers, students, and parents. You will plainly be able to see specific concepts that are scoring higher or lower for each grade, discipline, and subject. From there, the student can go to their data-driven diagnosis, which offers the deepest reporting available to include information by subject and subdisciplines and concepts. This here shows a deep dive into the student's understanding of the subdisciplines of the English section, allowing him to identify where he needs improvement. So really, it's one thing to look at that first report, but where in English do I go? Grammar and usage? Do I go to punctuation? Sentence structure? And from that subdiscipline, what concept do I need to study? With this knowledge, a learning and action plan is created. Now we see an individual student's assessment heat map. They'll receive this as part of their learning and action plan. This is Caleb's plan. The areas in green show us where he needs a basic brush up and perhaps some tips and strategies. The yellow areas show where you clearly want to spend some time on study and review, but the red areas show where there's significant room for improvement. The beauty of these plans are that they can be used by both the individual student or the school as a whole. The complete score report, learning and action plans are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on our Learning Cloud. This is an example of a school learning and action plan. Many schools use the program prescribed by our coaches and then use their staff to follow it up. Still others have chosen the all-inclusive approach for a variety of good reasons. Bandwidth is a huge one. Others just may want the benefit of subject matter experts. Many of our learning plans will include our 24-hour-a-day online tutoring and homework help. This help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any device, and can be purchased by the students individually or for whole classrooms. Here students receive collaborative learning through real-time audio, video, and a live chat with a live teacher on a virtual whiteboard. Students can quickly upload and share documents before or during sessions. The tutors are available to guide students and direct them on how best to spend their time and energy. This is an amazing tool for both struggling or high-achieving students. Homework help, when needed, may be just the ticket to get kids into the game or give them additional time to get tutored. available 24/7, 365. Another powerful option for students needing more than just a one-day prep boot camp is our 15-hour animated online prep course. This innovative course was created to bridge the gap between teaching and learning styles. We know that 65% of students are visual learners, yet 80% of instruction is delivered orally. This is an interactive learning experience that will prepare students for the ACT. Students study at their own pace with a convenient 24/7 mobile-friendly course featuring 2 full practice tests, over 500 practice problems. Questions include thorough video explanations to give students the best possible understanding. Comprehensive and easy-to-follow lessons for every subject covered on the test. Our experts will walk students through the most complicated concepts, detailing every skill and subject tested on the ACT while breaking down essential test-taking strategies. We don't just teach what's on the ACT, we teach how to take the test and do well. A metrics-driven pass-fail class option is also available, perfect for summer school or other course needs. We offer professional development for test prep and a wide range of topics. We know that teaching and leading are both complex and challenging, and therefore the need for engaging, timely, and relevant tools are vital to help students succeed. These programs are done live in school or via virtual teacher online. So to avoid the high cost of test prep, we've put together 4 packages, bundling several programs together at deeply discounted prices. The packages run from a Bootcamp Essentials, which is a 3-hour live webinar packed with proven strategies, insider tips, and time management skills that come directly from our famous full-day boot camps, to our most comprehensive solution, Coach into Action. Schools and students with very little engagement thrive and excel rapidly with a complete solution like Coach into Action. This program is packed with everything we have found to be successful over our 16 years of preparing students. At the end of whatever programs you choose, every school receives a wrap session that recaps and summarizes the process, start to finish, identifying what's worked and what hasn't, and where do we go next. So that wraps up our webinar. I hope you feel it was informative. That was a lot to cover in just a few minutes, and I'm happy to go into greater detail at anyone's request. We understand that each school has its own unique challenges, and one challenge for sure seems to almost be universal is funding. So aside from the most common source of payment, which may be parent pay or school pay or some combination of the two, there may be resources available to you that you may not have considered. Our advocates routinely find scholarship funds to support qualified schools that are committed to investing in their students. Well, that's our secret formula for success. And before we say goodbye, I would like to answer any questions you may have. And thanks again for your time, and thank you so much for caring about your students and their future success. Please let us know how we can help you and your students.